Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video we will see how you can update your profile picture. And before starting, if you haven't subscribed our YouTube channel yet, then subscribe it now and hit the like button. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. So let's jump into the Unity, and first let me show you what I have created. Basically I have created two things. In the game panel I have created a profile image and the update profile button. Basically I have only created the UI, not the functions. And then I have created this profile update panel, which is basically where we can put our image URL here and click on the update button to update our profile picture, and the back button to go back to our game panel. As you can see, this is just an UI. I haven't created any functions, as I already told. So first we will create the navigation functions to navigate through these panels. So I'll just disable this panels again. I'll just save that, and let's go to our UI manager. So here I will declare some of the required variables. So here I have created some variables that we will require later. So first I will create a function to enable and disable that profile picture update panel. So let's create a function for it. So I'll create that function here. So here I have created a function that is called open close profile update panel that will do both of the jobs to enable and disable the profile update panel. So basically what we are doing is we are getting the current state of the profile update panel and we'll do the reverse of it. So let's try to navigate through it. So it's loading right now. Okay, it's loaded. So first we will put our references in the UI manager. So here's the profile update panel, which is this, the profile update panel, and then we will need the profile image, which is here, and finally we need the input field. We will require this later and you will get to know about it throughout the video. Then we will add the listeners on the button. So here's the update profile button. On this I will just drag and drop the UI manager and the open close function that we just created now, and the same function on the back button, as it is responsible for doing the both things. Open close profile update panel. Okay, so we are done. If I play the game now, so I'm already logged in, so it will open the game panel, and now if I click on the update profile button, okay, as you can see my profile update panel is open, and if I click on the back button, it's working just fine, right? So now we are able to navigate through the panels. So now let's create the actual profile update function. So let's go to our editor. Now we'll create a function to actually load the profile picture. So here I will create one function. Okay, so this is just a basic function. Okay, then we'll create one coroutine. And we'll call this coroutine inside this function. So we'll load the profile picture using Unity web request. So let's create it. So here we have successfully get the texture from the URL. Now we'll get the sprite from this texture. We have got the sprite from this texture. Now we will assign this sprite in our profile picture. So after this we will also need to disable the profile update panel. So we will just disable the profile update panel here. Okay, so this was the function to just load the profile image when we successfully log in, but now we need the function to actually update our profile image on the Firebase. So let's go into the Firebase Auth manager and let's create a function to actually update our profile picture on Firebase. So maybe we can create a function here, private void update profile picture. Okay, now we'll create the coroutine for the same, and we'll call this coroutine inside this function. Okay, so let's create a logic for this. Okay, so here we will actually need the URL that we want to update. So from where we will get this URL? So basically this function will be used when we will use the profile update panel. So we will get this URL from the input field. So to get that URL, what we will do is we will create a function here to return that URL. Okay, so this will basically return our input field text, which should be the profile image URL. Save it and let's go to the Firebase Auth Manager. Okay, so here we'll get our URL. Okay, so now we have our URL, so let's update it. Okay, so now we'll update the user profile. So for that we'll create a task. Okay, so here we have successfully created a task, and here we are waiting for the task to get completed, and if there are any exceptions we will debug that. And when we will successfully update the profile picture, so here we will need to load the image actually. So to do that, what we'll need to do is basically we will need to use that load profile image function that we have created inside the UI manager. So we'll simply call that. Okay, so now we have successfully loaded our image. So there are a couple of things that we need to do here. Basically, when we successfully log in, whether it is manual or auto login, we need to load the profile image, and whenever we register the user, we need to update the default user image. So to do that, we need to go to the register function, which is somewhere here. Okay, so here what we'll need to do is we'll also need to update the default profile image. So I have one URL that I'll use to default user profile. This you can use anything. Okay, so let's get back to our register function. So what we'll need to do is whenever we set our user profile, so inside this user profile we need to set the photo URL as new URI and the default user image that we just declared above. Okay, so now whenever the user will register, we'll have the default image with that. So now we need to handle two cases, the auto login and the manual login. So first check the manual login. So here's our manual login, and whenever we successfully logged in, so we'll just load the user profile. Okay, so we have successfully loaded the profile image here, and we'll need to do the same thing on the auto login as well. Oops, yeah, we'll just copy this and paste it same on the auto login part. Here we are, and we'll do the same on the auto login. Okay, so I think we have done all the things and we are good to go to test it. So let's go into the Unity. So before actually playing the game, first we'll need to add some listeners on the button. So we'll add the listener on this button. We'll drag the Firebase auth, and here we get. Okay, so maybe our function is a private, so let's find it out. Okay, let's make it public. Go back to the Unity and loading. Yeah, okay, so now we should have our function update profile picture. So now if I play the game, it should not load the profile image because it's already logged in. For the new users it will not happen, as it is showing some null references. So to avoid it, we'll simply log out as of now. And now if I log in back, or I think we should create a new user to avoid this kind of things. And I will put my email ID here. And then my password. And I'll register it. Okay, so I have verified my email, so I'll just log in. And yeah guys, like if you are not getting that verification mail, so please make sure to check that in spam folder, because most of the time you will get that verification mail in the spam folder. So let's just log in. Okay, so now if I log in, boom, as you can see we have our profile picture. So now let's try to update this profile picture. So now if I go to update, and so now let's say I want to load my game dev solutions image. So let's go to this. I'll copy the image address. And by the way, if you haven't visited our blog yet, then please visit our blog, link is in the description. Let's go to Unity, and I'll just paste the image address here and we'll update. As you can see, our profile picture has updated, and as you can see it's stretched, so I will make that preserve aspect ratio, so it will match the ratio of the image. So let's try to just stop the game and try to play it again. So let's see if the image is updated or not. As you can see, the image is updated. You can do it, I just did it on the runtime. So yeah, so that's it for this video guys. Hope you have find it helpful, and if you have find it helpful, then please hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because 90% of our viewers are just watching the video and not subscribing to the channel. So please hit that subscribe button as well. And soon next part is also coming, so stay tuned for the future videos, and don't forget to visit our blog. Thank you very much.